Okay, so first up is Yang Ku, and her bio reads as follows. My name is Yang Ku, and I studied futures trading when I was in college. Futures is a financial contract obligating the buyer to purchase an asset, or the seller to sell an asset, at a predetermined future date and price. Although futures trading actually sounds like some witchcraft. And that's exactly my feeling for writing, to transform our mundane life into something interesting, and to use our past as a legacy to make a better future, just like witchcraft. So please join me in welcoming Yang Ku.
Thank you very much. Today I would like to share with you an excerpt from a longer story about how teenagers deal with their family tragedies, as well as how they learn to accept themselves and finally get to know how to love each other. I chose this excerpt as at one hand because I think it has some coincidence with today's event, but also this is the only part I've written. Hope you will love it. So the name is A Dream Among Thousand Nightmares. So I will begin now. Now let's welcome Ren Chenfei to read her application for being a member of the Community Youth League. The secretary of the Youth League branch announced and stepped aside for me to stand in the middle of the platform. Dear Youth League branch, I began to read the thin stationery in my hands, hiding my face behind the paper. I volunteered to join the Community Youth League. The Community Youth League of China is an advanced organization of Chinese youth, a powerful assistant and reserve of the Chinese Communist Party, the school of the youth to study Marxism, Leninism, Mao Zedong thought and Deng Xiaoping theory, the revolution furnace to cultivate and temper for half youth. I had no idea what the hell I was talking about. It was nearly another language to me. Lowered my hands a little, I could see September afternoon sunshine sifting through the curtains, cutting those lifting faces into broken petals. I was 16, willful and unruly, had a capricious mind like changing clouds. Anything but what the statement said. I wrote it only because the secretary told me I was the only one not yet in the league and kept a pass for me to join it. You see, he said, it doesn't change anything to become one of us. All you need to do is to submit the application and read it. I hate reading in public, I said. It's terrifying. Don't worry, nobody's listening, just going through the motions. Well, that was how I surrendered. The ultimate goal of the List Youth branch is to fulfill communist social system and the leadership of the Chinese Communist Party. I progressed 2 more lines. My classmates sitting motionless on their chairs with the empty, innocent smiles on their faces. I was so protruded in front of those silent faces, almost a lighthouse. Reminded me of the day the whole grade 10 came to the agriculture training. All the students were in that ugly yellow and black school uniforms, marching through the endless cornfield like a swarm of grasshoppers. Really grasshoppers. After we waded across the cornfield, not a single corn was left on the stalk. While others were relaxing and chatting, I was lying on the ground and smoking. The dark green corn stalks immersed me like rolling waves. Nobody noticed me. I couldn't find any similarity between the me in reality and the hard-working, disciplined me in application. The Youth League didn't want the real me. It was ridiculous to read something serious and pretend to know all of them. The absurdity became more severe when I found out the head teacher was peeking at us through the small window in the back door. He and I could never get along. In this drowsy serenity, the most horrible thing happened. I began to laugh. I just couldn't make it anymore. Have you ever heard about the serious laughter? When you're in a serious situation, the more you try to tell yourself, I will be doomed if I laugh, the more likely things go opposite. So there I was, laughing wildly and desperately, with all my classmates stunned in dead silence. I could see Yang, the boy I adored secretly, was staring at me in the same dumbness. I was fucked, I thought. thought. He would never fall in love with a crazy psycho, and loved even more uncontrollable. I cannot recall the rest, and I don't want to. I can't remember how long I laughed, but my lunatic laughter must last at least 10 minutes. I can't remember how I finished the reading and got off the platform. Every humiliating detail finally became a vague discomfort after such a long time. There's only one thing I can remember quite clearly: the look on the secretary's face. He just stood a few steps away, looking at me with panic eyes and that confused, polite smile. Even I began to pity him. Marvelously, I was somehow approved to be a member of the youth league. Sorry for them. Yang became my boyfriend after we graduated. I never thought he would fancy me. Unlike me, Yang was always the popular one and was able to blend into groups. Many times I envied him in secret because I always thought he must have a happier childhood. When I heard Yang said he didn't like himself, I was somehow surprised but understandable. I guess we love each other partly because we both know how easy to love everybody else except ourselves. Someday we talk about this laughing episode. He said, I was thinking this girl must be on drugs or something. But that might also be the first time I registered in his mind.